On August 9, 1974, Ford is sworn in as the 38th President of the United States. On August 19, 1974, Ford delivers a major speech to the Veterans of Foreign Wars Convention in Chicago, supporting earned clemency for Vietnam War draft evaders. On September 8, 1974, Ford pardons Nixon for any crimes he may have committed as president. The surprise announcement stuns the country and Ford plummets in the polls. On October 8th, Ford announces his Whip Inflation Now program to a joint session of Congress. Later that month, Ford appears before the House Judiciary Subcommittee on Criminal Justice to explain the facts and circumstances that were the basis for his pardon of former President Richard Nixon. November 23, 1974, Ford and Leonid Brezhnev, General Secretary of the Communist Party of the USSR, meet in Vladivostok. The next year, on January 15th, in his first State of the Union address, Ford announces bluntly that the State of the Union is not good. Millions of Americans are out of work, recession and inflation are eroding the money of millions more, prices are too high, and sales are too slow. To remedy these problems, Ford proposes tax cuts for American families and businesses, and strongly advocates for the reduction of government spending. On May 12, 1975, newly communist Cambodia seizes the U.S. merchant ship Mayaguez. Ford orders Marines to rescue the ship's crew. Later that year, on October 29th, Ford urges financial restraint and financial review for New York City during its budget crisis. Ford refuses to support federal help for New York at this time, but he proposes bankruptcy legislation to ensure the city undergoes an orderly default process. On November 26, 1975, after he believes city leaders have begun to adequately address the crisis, he authorizes Congress to extend the city a line of credit. 1976, February 18th, in an effort to reform the U.S. intelligence community, Ford signs Executive Order 11905 to establish policies to improve the quality of intelligence needed for national security, to clarify the authority and responsibilities of the intelligence departments and agencies, and to establish effective oversight to assure compliance with the law in the management and direction of intelligence agencies and departments of the national government. This executive order also prohibits the United States from engaging in political assassination. On September 15, 1976, Ford kicks off his general election campaign at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. Finally, November 3, 1976, Ford concedes the presidential election to Jimmy Carter of Georgia. Ford loses the Electoral College 297 to 240 and receives 39,147,793 votes to Jimmy Carter's 40,830,763.